Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of The Engineer. The other seats in BF4, such as the gunner seats in the APC, transport helicopter or tank, or the repair seats in the attack boat and the scout helicopters, are really influential positions that, if utilised properly, can see you rack up a load of score and, more importantly, propel your team to victory. So what do I run with? I like a fast firing PDW, something like the AS Val, and a small or RPG. The mechanic upgrade is also a useful feature to have, and most importantly, I run with a repair tool. Being able to bail out of your vehicle and neutralise an enemy, whether it be a ground or air unit, with your RPG is essential and will often save your life, and will save the life of the friendly vehicle that you've jumped out of as well. Obviously some shots are harder to pull off than others, but often the most important ones are the final shot on an approaching tank or LAV. A top tip is to bail out and shoot when your tank's APS is up, as you're a lot more protected from incoming explosive damage and will find yourself staying alive for longer and being able to get that shot off. With your PDW, especially in conquest game modes, remember to stay on the burn of a flag and fend off enemy armour with your RPG, making use of any battle pickups and areas of cover whenever possible. The rear of an armoured vehicle is definitely the weakest spot, not only because they're exposed and take the most damage there, but also because the driver is usually not looking behind them and won't have time to activate a countermeasure such as APS. Again, try not to leave yourself exposed after one shot. Draw the tank in and surprise him with a mobility hit to the rear. You'll find yourself getting a lot more vehicle kills this way, and a lot of people will bail from their tanks after having that first hit, so you can often jump in and steal it. When you're in a vehicle as a passenger, remember to communicate with the driver, letting them know which side you're on, what enemy threats you can see, or objectives that need capping. Teamwork is critical for success in Battlefield, and it's also a lot of fun. A few tips for gunning: make sure you're tap firing at enemies when you're in the secondary seat of a tank or an LAV. Your gun won't overheat that way and you'll get a lot more accuracy and a lot more headshots. Prioritise your targets when you're looking around, neutralising enemies with RPGs and C4 first. You can always bail out and kill enemies that are in your blind spot if you can't get them, instead of waiting there and getting blown up by C4. And remember, the driver of the tank and LAV can't see what you can see if you're a gunner, so make sure that you're letting them know if you can't kill somebody, or tagging the enemies, which is really important as well, because then they'll see them on the minimap. Finally, make sure you repair your friendly vehicles. If you can see that you're on low health, bail out, preferably into a safer spot by aiming in that position with your gun. Often standing behind is the best, because then the driver can back up and you can repair while they're reversing. And make sure you repair them, make sure you repair any other vehicle that you think needs help. That's your job as an engineer, to make sure that your armour stays alive for as long as possible. When you're repairing as well, a quick tip is to hover your finger over E, or if you're on console, hover over whatever the enter button is to get into a vehicle. So then, when the driver starts to move, if he's forgotten that you're not in the vehicle, you can quickly tap E as long as you're looking at it, and you'll hop back in, and you'll find yourself not getting left behind, which is one of the worst things as an engineer. You're repairing a vehicle and you see the vehicle you're repairing drive off into the distance. Hover over E so you can make sure that never happens. Another tip for the gunner of the LAV or the tank is to aim at choke points if you're finding yourself getting a lot of hit markers on enemies but not that many kills. If you aim into a doorway or a window or a little choke point where the MCOM is, or where you've got a lot of enemies running behind cover, you'll find yourself picking up a lot more kills that way, instead of trying to hit a sniper on top of a hill and just spraying your bullets everywhere. Tap firing at single enemies, aiming at the head or aiming at choke points, you'll rack up loads more kills that way, and find yourself getting a load of kill assists as your driver picks up all the nice kills with his 25mm cannon or AP shell. That is the way you can be the most influential as a gunner, making sure that you're damaging enemies and keeping them suppressed, because you've got unlimited ammo and you can do so much damage with that thing. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Engineer. It was more of like a montage compilation of all the different gunner vehicles and how you can just be better on Battlefield in the Engineer class and as a mechanic. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, leave a like and check out my other videos, tutorials and things like that for how to get better and how to have more fun on Battlefield in the armoured vehicles. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.
We're waiting between worlds. Waiting between worlds with the vibe to a choice and define. A break in the line where all paths intertwine, and no roads lead or progress behind. And all signs lead no the way decide. They say all things never truly die, but change in existence and switch design. Like a drain to an ocean in which we're blind, we remain set in motion from worlds combined. So if I had one thought that would last and hold, amass and fold over as the fast it grows, infusing a life like a fabric sewn. Class the vast field once existence flows. I'd say settle down if your grief let go. This world's nothing more than a magic